Today, Saturday, the 19th of October 2024, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-picked selection of top 10 and top 15 game predictions based on 1.5 and 2.5 goal match picks and corner kicks events, which we share to members only with a huge odds, high win rate to take your winning to the next level, then of course you want to make sure to join to become a member of the level 2 pro plan to start to have access to members only videos and match prediction picks so that you can also take your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You want to click on it, navigate and join as a member of the level 2 pro plan to start to have access to all members videos and match prediction picks to take your winning to the next height. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first match pick of today's list. Looking at the first event, we're looking at Scotland in the Premiership, a match between Celtic against Aberdeen. For this event, the recent performance of Celtic have proved that they are very, very good in terms of recent game played. Their offensive power is very high, and they have mostly had events recently in the club friendly, and also you can see here in the Champions League against Dortmund. You can see that of its opponent, on the other hand, also proved that they are very good in terms of striking power. And now, looking at the performance based on these two in terms of recent event, this is the 8th round, and looking at the form comparison of these two, you're going to see that these are two teams of 1 and 2nd on the position table. They prove to be good in terms of strength and offense, as you can see here. And of course, the defense is also good, especially for Celtic. And looking at the performance of Celtic at home, you're going to see that Celtic is very, very offensive at home and very, very defensive. That is offensive and defensive. 3 games played at home, you can see 9 goals scored, and they have not conceded any. Looking at Aberdeen, on the other hand, you're going to see that the defensive power for Aberdeen is not very strong, especially when they play at away. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, Celtic, which is the home team, have proved to be very offensive. The offensive power have an average goal score rate per game of at least 3 goals per event. The opponent, on the other hand, is also good in terms of goal scoring. And looking at these two, they are coming to meet, the impression rate will be high, and want to look at the probability of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time, or to give Celtic a straight win. And also, since both of the two sides are very good in terms of offense and defense, there will be many shots off and on target. This is going to result to blocks and corner kicks will occur. So we also want to look at 6.5, 7.5 and 8.5 corner kicks to occur in this match in full time. Looking here at the next, we are looking at Norway Division 2 Group 2, a match between Grorud against Vålerenga. For this event, of course, the performance of the home team, Grorud, have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. The opponent, on the other hand, proved to be very conceding and very poor and concede very high number of goals. Looking at the stands performance, you're going to see that Grorud, which is the home team, based on form comparing to that of the away, you're going to see that Grorud is very, very good. The performance at home, out of 5 events recently for Grorud, you're going to see they have scored 12 goals, conceding 6. That is a great offense. The opponent, on the other hand, proved to be very, very conceding based on the way. For 5 events played, they have conceded up to 21 goals, and the goal scoring capacity is not good. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, the performance of Grorud have proved to be very, very offensive. Its opponent, on the other hand, concede high number of goals. As a result, since the defensive power of the opponent is very weak, Grorud want to take advantage of the weak defense of its opponent. Therefore, want to look at Grorud to lead as one of the possibility. Since the defense of its opponent is also weak, want to look at 1.5 going full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we are looking at Latvia in the Veseliga, a match between BFC Dugapils against Rigas. The performance of the home team proved to be average. They are not very good, but that of Rigas, on the other hand, proved that they are very offensive, and they have also had events recently in the club friendly against Zugas Tercia, and they had a straight win. 3 goals were scored. Of course, looking at the performance of these two comparison in terms of form, you're going to see that based on the form, Rigas proved to be better. Sitting on the first position, they've had 5 event game played, 4 wins, 12 goals scored, and 3 conceded. But that of the opponent, on the other hand, proved that they are not good at scoring and the defense is also weak. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, we want to look at regards to lead. Since regards offense is big and better, and that of the home is not as good as that of Rigas, we want to look at Rigas to take advantage of the weak defense of the home team. Therefore, we're looking at Rigas to lead as one of the possibility. Also, Rigas to score over one goal in this event in full time is the next possibility. We're just looking at the combined effect of at least 1.5 goals in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we're looking at Mongolia in the Premier League, a match between Kuth against Shin. For this event, of course, the home team proved that they are very conceding, even though they try to score in some events. But that of the opponent, Chin, on the other hand, is a very offensive team, and the offense have proved, comparing the form, you're going to see the offense of Chin. Looking at the form table, Chin here actually sits on the second position. After Falcon, they have scored up to 14 goals for 5 events and 6 concede. That of the home team proved that they concede very much. For 5 events played, they have conceded 10, scoring 12. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in full time. For this tournament, of course, Chin have proved to be very offensive, scoring between 2 to 3 goals per every event. The offense and the weak defense of that of the home is going to make Chin to take that advantage to see how they can lead this event in full time. And since also the probability of the defense of home is weak, we also want to look at 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over. Looking here at the next, we are looking at Germany in the Bundesliga, a match between Bayer Leverkusen against Eintracht Frankfurt. The performance of Leverkusen, based on recent events they have had, proved that they are very good. That also of Frankfurt, on the other hand, is a very offensive team, even though they are also very conceding. Looking at the stands in terms of form comparison, you're going to see that these two teams actually have good form. And looking here, they sit on the third and fifth position. While Eintracht Frankfurt have had 6 events, 4 wins has been recorded, 14 goals scored, 9 conceded. The opponent, on the other hand, have had 16 goals scored and 12 goals conceded. These are two teams whose defense are not very strong and the offense is very strong. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this tournament, of course, both of the two side offense is very great and the defense is average. And since two sides are very great at offense, the two sides want to impress. And looking at the high impressive rate of both sides, goals is going to occur. So we want to look at 1.5 goal as one of the major pick here in full time, as well as the possibility of 2.5 goals for this event in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Estonia in the Mestre Liga, a match between Tammeka against Livadia. Here, of course, the home team, Tammeka, proved that they concede a lot, 2 to 3 goals per every event. But that of the opponent, on the other hand, is very offensive based on recent event they have had. Looking at the stand comparison of these two and try to compare the form, you're going to see that, of course, Livadia, which is the away team, proved to have a better form. While they sit on the second position, for 5 matches played recently, they have had 4 wins, and of course, you can see 10 goals scored. The defense is very strong. For 5 matches they have played recently, they have just had just 1 goal as a conceding goal. But that of Tammeka proved to concede more. And for 5 events, they have had 11 goals, but the conceding power is strong. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, the away team, Livadia, proved to be very defensive. Even though the offense is good, but the defense is very strong. That of the home also have good offense, but the defense is not as strong as that of Livadia. Therefore, we want to look at Livadia to take advantage of the weak defense of the home. Either want to look at the away team, Livadia, to lead, or the possibility of Livadia to score at least 1 goal or more. So we'll look at Livadia to lead, or just look at 1.5 goal in full time is the next probability. Looking at the next, we're looking at Czech Republic. We're looking at the match between Sparta Prague against Liberec. Of course, Sparta Prague, the home team, proved to be good in terms of recent event they have had. But that of the away also proved that they are good, even though they do also concede. And looking at the stand comparison of these two, we want to compare these two teams in terms of form. And looking at this, you're going to see that Sparta Prague, which is the home team, sits on the 6th position, its opponent on the 12th. But these are two teams of almost equal strength in terms of goal scoring, 9 for Sparta Prague and 7 for Liberec. The conceding power is also big, and the defense telling us that the defense is not very strong. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this tournament, both of the defense of both sides is not very, very strong. And since the offense is not very tight, and that is since the defense is not very tight and the offense is at least seems to be good, we want to look at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Cyprus in the first league, a match between Paphos against Kamiotis. For this event, of course, the home team proved to be good in the recent event they have had, scoring 2 to 4 goals per each event. Its opponent, on the other hand, also proved that they are good. And looking at everything in place, I want to compare the stance and the form of these two, you're going to see that based on form, the home team proved to be better. For 5 events played recently, they have had 4 wins, scoring 13 goals and conceding 4. That of its opponent proved to be average. For 5 events played, 5 goals scored and 5 conceded. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this tournament, of course, both of the two sides prove that they are not very strong in defense, but that of the home proved to be more offensive as compared to that of the away. Therefore, want to look at the home to lead in full time as well as to give it a double chance, or just looking at the probability of the home to score at least 1 goal in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Austria in the regional Liga West, a match between Lutherach against Bettingn. In this event, of course, the home team is very conceding. They concede too much goals, but that of the away also proves that they are good at scoring, but they do also concede. And looking at the stand comparison of these two, comparing both of the side, you're going to see in terms of form, these two teams sit actually in the fifth and in the 15th position. Why this Bettingn, which is the away, proved to be better in terms of offense, you're going to see that its opponent, on the other hand, is very poor at defense. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. Bettingn here is very good in terms of offense, but the defense of the home is weak. Therefore, we want to look at Bettingn to take advantage of the weak defense of the home to lead this match in full time. We're just looking at the probability of 1.5 goal in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Austria in the regional Liga Centra, a match between OADT against Wildon. For this event, the home proved that they are better in terms of recent event they have had. Its opponent, on the other hand, concede a lot. And we are going to show you this in terms of form based on recent event they have just had. The home team, OADT, have proved that they sit on the 7th position. And the goal scoring rate is good, even though the defense is also poor. But that of its opponent, on the other hand, have a very poor offense, and the defense is also very poor. And looking at this in full, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this tournament, of course, the home team have a very great offense, even though the defense is not that good, but the away team do not have a great offense to take advantage of the home team. We therefore want to look at the home to take advantage of the weak defense of the opponent to try to lead this match in full time, or to give it a straight win, 1.5 goal as well for the home team. Therefore, want to look more at the home team to lead this match, as well as the home team to score at least 1 goal or more. Or just looking at 1.5 goal is the next probability for this event in full time. And to those of you who want to access our top 15 events we have just shared to members only, including that for straight wins, corner kicks, and 1.5 and 2.5 goals based on our top 10 and top 15, you want to make sure to join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to members only videos to take your winning to the next level. For you to join to access these features, top 10, top 15, then of course you want to make sure that you join the link below this video description, navigate and join as a member and start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye bye for now.